Hello, my name is Jacob Monk. Welcome to this channel with art and watches. Is there any connection between art and watches? Yes, I think so. Actually, I consider every watch I know and love and own. I consider this watch a kind of an artwork. But the other way around, there's not the same connection. I don't think any kind of or every kind of art is at the same time a watch. I don't think so. Mona Lisa in Paris is not a watch, it's a painting. But every watch you see here behind me is a kind of an artwork. And I'll show you and explain why. But first of all, I want to disappear myself. And now you have seen how I look. I'll turn the camera down so you can only see my watches. And you see here, I have 11 watches. I consider all of these watches artworks, and I'll go a little more in details with a few of these watches, why I consider them being artworks. And let me start with number 6. Sorry, not with number 6, with number 11. Number 11 is maybe not so easy to see here on the picture because it's out in the side, out to the right, and you don't see it very clear. This watch is a green watch. It's a Casio watch, and it is a watch with hands. And I bought it for about, let us say, about $40. It is price in Denmark, and you have to remember that in Denmark, and I'm living here in Denmark, Copenhagen, here prices for watches are higher than they are in the USA and in the rest of the world. I don't know why prices are so high in Denmark, but I think there are a lot of explanations, but I don't want to go in details with this kind of discussion now. The watch to the right is an artwork. It can be used underwater, and just a moment, actually I will go and catch this work of art, this watch from my collection, and view it a little closer and a little more in detail. And now I have my green watch in my hands, and I think it's just lovely to look at this green watch here. But you have to be quite close to see the wonderful colors it has. The colors, they are very significant and easy to read. They are all green. And around the watch is a so-called bezel. A bezel is a ring you can turn around, and it's very useful. For example, if I come to a meeting somewhere and I want to know how long time this meeting goes on, well, then I turn the bezel on my watch so that it shows exactly 12. You know, the bezel is divided in minutes, and maybe I shouldn't say 12. I should say I turn the bezel around until it shows 0. And when the long hand on my watch is on 0, then I can continue with the meeting. And when the meeting has ended, then I look at my watch again and I see how much the hand on the watch has moved. Then I know exactly how long time this meeting has been going on. And it can be very useful. Also, if you're going to the cinema, if you have some job you have to do, if you are running, if you are walking a tour around in the wood, you want to know how long time have you been walking or have you been doing this or that. Therefore, a bezel is very useful. And the only watch here in my collection that has a bezel is watch number 11. And actually, I think it looks quite wonderful and it's very useful. Of course, all of these watches are very useful and they have all the functions I need. But I think watch number 11, it's a kind of artwork. And I was impressed when I saw the advertisement on the internet of this watch, and I bought it right away, and I haven't been disappointed. It's a wonderful artwork, a wonderful watch. Let me take another watch. In maybe it's some kind of related to watch number 11. It is watch number 6. Watch number 6. It's also a big watch, but watch number 11 was made by Casio. Watch number 6 is made by Skmei, Skmei. And all of my watches, they are made either by Casio or by Skmei. Skmei, it's a Chinese company. Skmei watches, they're made in China, but I have to say most Casio watches, they're made in China too. Not all of them, but the cheap models that I use, they are all made in China. And Skmei watches, they started by copying the Casio watches, but nowadays, 2022, they also make a lot of models that they haven't found, you won't find in the Casio catalog. They have a lot of original watches too, and even the watches that they have copied from Casio, they have changed the concept a little bit, changed the functions, changed the electronics a little bit, so it's not quite the same watches anymore. And that goes for example, watch number, let me see here, watch number 4. But before I continue with watch number 4, I'll end up my description of watch number 6. And I think it's an artwork too because of the colors. It's so wonderful to look at these colors. And the strap around the watch is very useful, very good. It's made of resin, and I like to wear this watch. But the problem is that the watch is quite big. So when you compare this watch with watch number 4, you have to understand that when you walk around with watch number 4, you won't even feel you have a watch on your hand. When you walk around with watch number 6, it's very easy to feel that you are walking with a watch. And that also means that watch number 6, it's quite much bigger. It has a higher weight and a higher size, a bigger size than watch number 4. And therefore, it's more easy to read from a distance to read number 6 than it is to read number 4. But number 4 has a very good illumination function that is called electroluminance. It's a word I think Casio invented a few years ago. But this functionality, electroluminance, it has been copied by Skmei watches. And watch number 6, it's a Skmei watch. So they have also an excellent backlight. It will light up the whole LCD screen, and it will be really easy to read what time it is, although you are sitting in totally dark. Well, I should ask you, and I know you can't answer, but I should ask you, which one of these 11 watches do you like the most? It's not easy for myself to choose because I like all of them very much. And all these watches here, they are modified. Uh, you won't be able to buy watches exactly like the one you see here uh, from the internet or anywhere else. Well, there are a few exceptions also from this rule. For example, watch number 6 you'll be able to buy when you go to Alibaba, and they have a special section in their web shop for Skmei watches, and there you'll be able to buy this watch. Also with a blue, what do you call it, a watch band connected to the watch. But for example, if you go to watch number 5, it's a Skmei watch too, a very, very good watch, with a very good backlight also, and it has all the functions you need as a watch user. But the watch band, the watch strap, is divided in two sections, and these two sections are connected to the watch. I don't know who did that work because I have bought this watch used in a condition of a used watch. I got it very cheap from a special website for used things here called the Blue Paper, Den Blå Avis. It's a very big paper here in Denmark where you can buy every kind of used things. And you can also buy used watches, second-hand watches, and that is exactly what I did. So it is a second-hand watch number 5. But I've searched all over the internet in Alibaba and in Skmei's own web pages to find a watch similar to the one you see here, and it hasn't been possible for me. So I think the reason is that the former owner of watch number 5 has changed the watch band to another one. I think from the beginning, watch number 5 had a resin band, maybe something like the band you find here on watch number 11. I'm not sure because I haven't seen watch number 5 from the beginning when it came from the watch factory. So I think that this watch is a modified watch too, and nearly all the watches here are modified. Number 1 is modified, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, not number 6. It is um, in the condition that it was when it came from the shop, from the Skmei shop in China. But watch number 7, 8, 9, 10, they are modified too. And then we come to watch number 11, it is not modified. So 6 and 11, they are in the condition they were when they came from the factory and from the shop where they were sold from the beginning. But I love these watches very much, and the reason I have been modifying them is because I think that I like a personal watch. I don't want to find anyone in the watch community or elsewhere with a watch like the one I use. I like to have an original watch, and that's why I changed the watches. I changed the watch band, and maybe I should learn how to change something more about these digital LCD watches. You know, it is possible to change the color of the screen for each of these watches, and the backlight you can change in some watches too. But at the moment, I don't have the technology or the time to learn how to change the functions of a LCD watch. And I don't need it because the watches I have here, they are absolutely perfect. They don't need to be changed in any way other than when it comes to their visual presence. That's what I've changed because I don't want the original watch band on my watches in most cases, because the original watch band, they are not so nice to look at and so nice to wear on your hand. That's my personal opinion. But here, what watch is the most wonderful of these 11 watches? As I told you before, I really don't want to choose because I like all of them so much. Every one of these watches has a certain quality that you won't find elsewhere. And if I say I don't choose this as watch number one, then I have rejected this quality, and that would be stupid. So every day when I wake up, I go to the bathroom and dress up, and the last thing I do is to take on a new watch, not the same as I used yesterday, but a new one. And in the real life, the real world, I have around 20 watches. Here you only see 11 watches, and this is only a part of my collection. So I like to change watches. I like to look at watches. And I hope that you'll be interested in the same thing. And you can write comments under my videos here. But this channel will be about artwork and watches. And I think these subjects, they are connected. Every watch is a kind of artwork, although every artwork is not a watch. Okay, thank you for listening, and I wish you a lot of fun and interesting time by studying my videos and other videos, because here on YouTube there are many watch channels, and I think most of them, they deliver very interesting videos about watches and the users of watches. Okay, thank you.